Hi there, this is Nikki with Pittsburgh Center for Complementary Health and Healing again. I wanted to take a minute and show you a couple things you can do for your neck tension on your own while we're going through this. One of the things that I know I have caught in my own body, and I'm sure is probably going on in a lot of your bodies as well, is some tension from this kind of curling in that happens when we're sitting too much, when we're looking on our phones too much. We just kind of have this downward curling in that happens to our body. So all of that has a negative impact on our neck, on our spine, even on our ability to breathe. And I'm right there with you. This is just this time in our lives, and we're all stuck at home and doing what we need to make sure that we all stay healthy, but how can we care for ourselves in this process too? So what I want to encourage you to do is just take a minute. You can do this wherever you're at right now. You can be sitting, you can be standing. I'm sitting here on the floor. So what we're going to do first is I want you just to, you might know what like cat and cow is from yoga, but really it's just some flexion of your spine and some extension of your spine. I'll move to the side so you can see. So some rounding, curling in. This is an exaggerated of what's happening to our bodies right now as we're just sitting around a lot. So the rounding and curling in, and then we're gonna extend. And you don't just want to shoot back like this. You also want to think of it as like lengthening, almost like there's a big arc, a big rainbow coming from your spine out the crown of your head. So we're gonna just do that a couple times. I recommend you move with your breath. It doesn't have to be like rigid and look a specific way though. You just want it to feel fluid, so you can move all the way, feeling like the flexion and extension from your tailbone through the crown of your head and back for the extension. Just really letting that be fluid. Our bodies are not rigid structures. They're made up of more fluid than anything. So I really believe in all of our movements, anything we do to relax our tissue, it has to be a fluid movement. It can't be firm and holding or pushing, things like that. So go ahead and just take a minute. I'm gonna face you again. Find your breath. As always, I kind of close my eyes because I have a deeper experience of what's happening in my body, to tune into all those little places that maybe I haven't even acknowledged are there. So as you take an inhale, just find your body. As you exhale, let yourself find that curling and the rounding of your spine. Inhaling here, and then exhaling, finding the extension. Inhaling here, and exhaling, finding the flexion of your spine. And then the extension with your exhale again. Just moving through that. 2 more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And when you are allowing your head to extend back, don't just drop it back. You don't want it to crunch into your neck. You just want it to be, like I said, like that rainbow arcing back. So let yourself have 1 more breath there. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And coming back to center. Then what I want to do is think about this right side of your shoulder. It's reversed, possibly, if you're looking at me, depending on if this is on Instagram or Facebook. But let's look at our right shoulder and extend your fingertips down to the ground. Even for myself, just reaching like this all the way to the ground, I start to feel almost like a little nerve stretch in my arm. And there have been periods of time in my life when I've been like, oh, right there, there's the stretch. It's a little up too far, actually. Don't go quite that far. Just stretch it down. feeling just a gentle stretch. Again, you want to think about the fluidness of it. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder and allow that breath to move down your arm, letting it to soften into your right shoulder. You might want to take your left hand and do just a gentle massage into your shoulder here. This is your upper trapezius muscle, is the largest muscle in this area. You have a lot of muscles in here, but that's the largest. And just kind of bringing that touch to the area, bring some relaxation. Helps the body to say like, oh, yeah, that's right, I exist there. Continuing to take a couple more breaths down your arm, and you might want to walk your fingertips and just find a new place of the stretch. And on your next exhalation, bringing your head back up and walking your fingertips back. Let's do that on the left side. So dropping your left arm down, reaching, not so much that you feel that intensity, the intensity of the stretch. Just feel slight. And then you're going to drop your right ear to your right shoulder. And taking a couple breaths here. Maybe bringing your hand around to give a little bit of massage to this left shoulder. Acknowledging it, letting it know that it exists. Continuing to breathe. Again, being gentle in what your expectation of your body is. You're not trying to force anything here. When we know that we're tense somewhere, oftentimes when we work on ourselves, we can try to push a little too hard. Maybe we have a different level of expectation for ourselves than we have for others. So be gentle with yourself. And a couple more breaths. I'm going to just let that go here. Come back, maybe moving my fingertips a little. Finding that stretch of my shoulder, bringing the breath all the way down my arm. One more time. And bringing my head back to center. Now what we want to do, I talked about that curling in. You have a muscle here, both sides. It's called your sternocleidomastoid. It's what really pulls our chin down like that. So for me, I know one of the culprits of this tension is not only looking on my cell phone, but at night, if I'm in a bad sleeping position, I might curl in, and then all of this gets tight. And when this gets tight, the back of our cervical spine and our neck has to compensate, oftentimes causing headaches. So like I said before, when we were doing the flexion and extension, you don't want to just drop your head back. You never want to be just like this. It does not make your spine happy. So if you go back, it's just a gentle lift of your chin. It's not a collapse into your spine. So when we do this, we're going to do that gentle lift of our chin. Maybe I'll come to the side here so you can see a little better. And what I'm going to do is, so that you can get that little bit of fascial stretch in through the front of your throat here, into where this muscle is, what I always recommend doing is taking your palm, and you'll do this on both sides. Put your palm on your breastbone here. This is going to give like a little place of traction for you. And then what I want you to do is come back to your breath, and we're just going to do some gentle movement of our neck. Right now, I'm bringing my left ear to my left shoulder, and I'm feeling the stretch here on the right side. Again, not trying to force it, just almost doing like some little tiny movements there, nothing huge. Coming back to center, dropping your opposite ear to your opposite shoulder, keeping the chin just slightly lifted. Feeling the stretch through the left side here. Maybe having that little bit of movement. Coming to center, switching your hands, because that's going to change the angle of the way you're putting the traction on the fascia in your body. Just moving freely here, feeling where it feels good to you based on where the tension is in your body. And sometimes what I like to do is I like to bring both of my hands onto my sternum there, onto my breastbone, and just do that little bit of a lift of my chin, and then a gentle open and close of my mouth. For me, if I grit or grind my teeth, this is an area also that I feel that. So the open and close gets into a different part of the muscle here. I'm sure I look pretty silly. Coming back to center. Bringing your chin down for a moment. Chin gently up. Center. Right. Left. And then do some gentle circles. Your left ear, your left shoulder, right ear to the right shoulder. And I always find as I do this, I start to feel that my spine, my entire spine, wants to join in with the movement, finding that place of flexion and an extension again. And then coming back to center. Coming back up. I want you to close your eyes for a moment if they're not already closed. And I want you to just to do one more thing, focusing on your breath. I want you to picture your entire spine and envision that the crown of your head is like a helium-filled balloon. Every exhalation that you have fills that balloon a little bit more and brings a little bit more of a lift to the crown of your head. So just taking a few moments for that balloon to fill, that helium balloon, to give you a gentle lift so you can feel the lightness in your body. I find when I do the exhalation through my mouth for this, it helps my mind to connect with the imagery a little bit more. Like your breath is the helium blowing up that balloon. Feeling each breath, that balloon lifts your crown of your head higher and higher, lighter and lighter. And then bringing your awareness back. And we'll finish that there. That's just a quick 13-minute exercise that you can do to help keep your neck and your spine healthy while we're stuck at home. So we are missing you all, and I hope that everyone is staying healthy. Everyone is staying sane and not going what I am calling COVID crazy here in my world. And we can't wait until we can help you relax from all this again. Okay, bye-bye.